Hi guys, it's your girl Essy and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so today I thought it would be fun if I kind of did a video all about how I curate a collection for my Depop shop, saivintage. So if you guys are following me on Instagram, if you're not, you should. But if you guys are following me on Instagram and even if you read my blog, you probably know that I kind of run a small business. I run a Depop shop where I kind of sell secondhand and vintage pieces that I kind of hand pick, I curate and kind of release or sell in like small collections. Usually these collections are about like 6 to 10 pieces each, and I aim to like put out a new collection every 2 weeks. So I thought it'd be fun if I kind of just walked you guys through how I go about doing that, because not everybody does it that way on Depop, but I found that this was probably the best way for me. It was manageable, it was way more enjoyable, and my main aim was to kind of break this cycle I kept seeing with sellers on Depop where they just kind of buy, sell, and I felt like it was kind of replicating the whole fast fashion thing. And as a seller, I wanted to just be more conscious and intentional about what I was doing, what I was selling, what I was picking up. And yeah, another thing I noticed is that oftentimes Depop sellers kind of pick a style, let's say Y2K, and they just kind of go in and they buy everything that they kind of go in and they buy everything Y2K looking and they just put it out there, and that wasn't really me. Yeah, so that's kind of why I took this approach to selling on Depop, and so I'm gonna get into the video and share with you my steps for doing that. Okay, so as you can probably see, I have my notebook with me, and I've written down all the steps. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. The first thing I do when I'm about to go out and curate a new collection is I look at my spreadsheet and I look at how much I've basically got to spend, how much the last collection cost me, the profit I've made. This is speaking as though you have already got a Depop shop and you've been running it for a while. If you're just beginning and you probably want to do this kind of method where I kind of release in very small batches often, then that's a different video, and I can kind of maybe do a video on how to set up a Depop shop. Let me know if you guys want to see that, but I'm speaking as though I've been running this business for a little while, which I have, a couple of months. So yeah, my first step is to look at my spreadsheet. Usually I'll like update it, I will fill in all the stuff. I try to do it as I go along. Every time something sells, I try to update my spreadsheet, but if there's anything I've missed out, I'll like update the spreadsheet. Then I will see how much I have made from the previous collection, and then how much I have to spend on this next collection. So after doing that, the next thing I do is I will just go and take inspiration from different places. Usually I'm generally taking inspiration as I go along anyway. When I see something really cool that I like or think would be really fun to try and find, I save things all the time. I'm always pinning stuff to Pinterest, I'm saving stuff on Instagram, I'm liking stuff on Tumblr, and these are my main sources of like inspiration. So I have my own kind of ways on each platform of kind of organizing that, and I think like if you want to sell on Depop, this may be something that would really be helpful. Having tools on hand, places where you just store ideas and things you might want to do in the future. The third thing I really like to do is I like to involve and engage my followers in the process of curating. So I have my own Instagram page at We Are Sai, where I just promote and kind of excite people about the upcoming collections and the things that are inspiring us. And I really like engaging on Instagram stories with my followers to see what it is they're liking, what it is they're needing. And so I'll usually throw up a questions box for people to like tell me what it is they're looking for next in their wardrobe, or do polls, because I usually come with ideas of kinds of things I want to include in the next collection. So I get people to kind of vote for the thing they want more, and that really helps kind of build this kind of capsule collection, and that's kind of what I take into the next step. The next thing that I like to do, and I think this is something that a lot of people don't do, and I think it's a pro tip, something that I've really learned, like, it's made my life a lot easier. So as I go along, as I'm collecting all this inspiration, before even going to my followers, I tend to keep everything on a Pinterest board. Everything that inspires me, I have a running inspiration board. So the things at the top, the most recent photos, are the things I'm kind of looking at that moment as to like what I'm going to make the next collection out of. When my followers have given me feedback as to what it is they're looking for, when they voted on the polls, when I've kind of showed them my ideas as to what I'm thinking of including in the next collection, I take all of that and then I create my own kind of collage. And I do this on an app called Nietzsche app. It's not a free app, it is free, but there's certain features that aren't free, I think. So I paid for the like pro version, and that's been really helpful because it's a one-time payment, and that's kind of how I make my collages. So any kind of cool funky edits that you see me doing on We Are Sai, then it's probably made using Nietzsche, but you can use so many other apps to make collages. It doesn't even have to look fancy or anything. You can use Instagram because they have that kind of collage feature in the stories. You can use PixArt, you can use whatever it is that you're comfortable with. It doesn't have to be anything major. But yeah, I just throw all of the photos into Nietzsche. I arrange them and then I will create a collage, which I then save as my phone wallpaper. And this is so important because initially when I wasn't doing this, when I'm in the store and I've kind of like been looking at so many things, I kind of lose track of what it is I'm trying to achieve with the collection. I lose track of what like the vision is, and then I'll try and like pull out my phone whilst like carrying like 15 different things in one hand, and I'm trying to like go into Pinterest and look at my board and like remember the pictures that I want to work with. And it was just stressful because sometimes I don't even have data. Maybe where I am they don't have a really good connection and I can't even connect to data. And that's quite stressful. Like imagine having to like leave everything you've picked up, go outside, get connection, and then like, well, it's just a mess. Okay, it's a mess and I don't like that. So I decided that what would really help me is to just ahead of time create it all in one place. All I have to do is pull up my phone and turn on my lock screen and it's right there. I don't need to go into my phone. I don't even need to turn on my data. Everything I need to know is right there. And if you guys want another video on how I do that, it's really simple, but if you want a tutorial on how I do that, please let me know. I'm very open to ideas. Now, by the time I've done all of that, I've got my money in mind. I know how much I'm going to spend. I have a budget in my head. I have all the inspiration in my hand, and I'm pretty much ready to go. So that's it. That's kind of how I work through the process of curating. And yeah, getting into the store and like, you know, maneuvering the store is a whole other like ball game. That's a whole other video in itself, which I'm happy to do as well. But if you guys really like this video, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.